Welcome back, everybody, to advisory, our fifth lesson here on success criteria. So our goals are to finalize that personal project proposal. If you haven't done that yet, make sure you get that finished. Most of you have done that, so thank you. And our goal today is to look at success criteria, making sure that they are meaningful and that they will affect your outcomes in the end. And then we will reflect on that impact that these have had on you. ATL skills are there listed for you. So if you missed last session, well, all of those lessons are always going to be on the Canvas page. You can take a look at that on a week-to-week basis. We did work on the personal project proposal, and then I did give you a little bit of time for a short research video, and there's an assignment that is going to be utilized throughout the rest of this journey to show us what you're researching, so that way anytime you do research, put it on there, and that'll go into your bibliography. So again, my MYP criteria here: learning goal, intended product, clear detailed plan, and then all of these things will help you get there. And today we're focused on this success criteria. So think, research, and decide. So it's very important that as we are looking into our research and what we want to create, that we use different ATL skills. So creative thinking, brainstorming, we've been doing that. Information literacy, collecting and analyzing data, that's where we're going to go in our success criteria. And then critical thinking, revising it. Which pieces are better? Which pieces should be left out? And that's what we're going to look at today. So our success criteria should always be SMART. And again, SMART just means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So when we're looking at these criteria that we have, we want to make sure that you can always get an answer for them. So sometimes we think that, what we might want to do is, super easy, and we're going to just give an answer for that. Well, it can't just be super easy. So for example, aesthetics here. It says, what will your project look like? My painting must look nice. Well, that's a weak example of what a success criteria might be. It might be, my painting must match the room style, so neutral colors would be best to use. Okay, what materials will you use? What size will your project be? What tools will you use? How will you assemble your project? So weak examples, my cookbook will be a printed cookbook. Again, doesn't really tell me a lot. Maybe it's going to be, my cookbook must use colors and images that evoke French culture, so it uses the colors of the French flag and famous iconic images. So those are some things that as I move forward, I'm going to want to think about, okay? So when creating success criteria, you can choose the style which best suits you, but you should make sure their specifications are SMART, like we just talked about. And then the XSFM, the aesthetics, cost, customer, that's that sheet I just showed you. Make sure you use those. And it might be a rubric, it might be a list of prioritized goals, it could be a table. There's tons of things that you could use to determine how you would like that set. So again, testable, measurable, observable, super important. And it's going to be used to evaluate your product. At the end, you're going to talk about the impact that the project had on you. You're going to reflect on that, and you're going to tell me, was I successful or not, based on these criteria that you are creating right now. So if I wanted to throw a birthday party, I might use aesthetics. All party decorations will be emerald green, gold, and baby pink. That's much more specific than, I will have decorations that the birthday girl likes. Reasons. These are the favorite colors of the birthday girl. I'm going to take photographs to show the colors used. So again, I'm trying to be super specific here. This entire chart, you should try to fill out. Now, some of them might not fit for your product, and that's fine. You don't need to fill it all out. But the idea is we're looking to see what it might be. Okay, so here, function. What does the product do? How does it work? If it informs teenagers who want to learn about fitness. So if I wanted to create an essay on fitness, then the function of it's for teenagers would be huge. But maybe, what is it made of? What different materials make it better? Well, if it's an online little video that I'm going to create, well, then that's going to be very low on my index here of what I might need. So if I go through, I've got these 5 that I feel are probably the most important. So I would talk about these 5. I would create success criteria based off of these 5. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but these are the 5 that I'm going to focus on. And then by the end, I might get down to just 3 criteria that I'm going to focus on the most, because I think those three could be super important. Okay? So now, when I think about those, I'm going to have a lot of different opportunities to make sure that my success criteria follow a flow that I want. So if I look at it here, aesthetics, cost, this is just an example. Again, you have this entire slideshow if you would like it. So sentence starters, this is what I think is super important. I have this document on Canvas that is sentence starters for all these. The product looks, the colors are, the product style is, the texture of the product is. All of these things might help you in determining what you want your success criteria to be. So for next time, by October 14th, you're going to finish all of your assignments that you may have fallen behind on, create strong success criteria for a product goal, and then start adding parts to the planning rough draft. That's now going to be live on Canvas as well. But what I wanted to show you is this is the assignment for today. Okay? It says your task is success criteria are your rubric for determining whether you meet your learning and product goals. So function, aesthetics. And then at the bottom, ideally what you're going to do is you're going to focus on 3 success criterion and then method for measuring those criterion. How are you going to determine if that's what it is? And again, this document is also on Canvas, and it gives you a lot of different options. And what I want you to see is at the very bottom, it says when you are developing your criteria, consider categories based on themes such as these. And then I give a couple examples. So if my learning goal is to learn about environmentally friendly design with recycled materials, and my product goal is to create a well-designed wallet that uses said materials, these might be the 3 criterion I use. The wallet must be made of materials that are recycled from other uses and are commonly available. The wallet must ensure that contents don't fall out when placed in a pocket or handbag. And from a group of 5 users, 3 will rate the wallet as desirable in terms of its appearance, usefulness, and likelihood of use based on survey. Okay. And then another one here, to improve my preparedness for soccer season in terms of speed, agility, and cardiovascular fitness. And how can I do that? Again, this is all on your Canvas page, all of these examples, so that way you have them whenever you need them. So again, thank you. If you have any questions, please send me an email. I'd be more than happy to help you. And make it a great day. Go Ravens.